Hi, I'm Renewable Energy Steve, and welcome to my solar generation update for the month of June. June marks the second full month of the latest installation being online. It's also the longest month of the year in terms of daylight hours, so you might be expecting some big results. Let's check it out. I am very fortunate enough to have a very expansive solar setup, which consists of three phases. The first of which is a south array that consists of 12 Sunpower Maxeon 3 430 watt panels paired with a SolarEdge 5 kilowatt inverter and Optimisers. The second phase consists of 10 REA Fusion 2 440 watt panels, 5 on the east side, 5 on the west. They have in-phase IQ8HC microinverters. And then the final phase 3 that consists of 10 REA Fusion 2 450 watt panels. There's 4 on the south side of the garage, 4 on the north side of the garage, and 2 on the north side of the house. And once again, they also have these in-phase IQ8HC microinverters, which are rated at 380 watts. In addition, for storage, I have two Tesla Powerwall 2s, that's the second generation ones. That gives me a total capacity of 27 kilowatt hours and a total continuous output of 10 kilowatts. So let's get onto some results then. And the south array produced 756 kilowatt hours. Looking at the graph, we see quite a few days in the middle there where it performed over 30, which was good. There weren't many days that stood out as particularly bad, so we'll analyse this a little bit more in just a moment. But moving on to the east and west array, that gave us a strong result as well of 553.4 kilowatt hours in total, and it's fairly evenly distributed across the east and west. Looking at the garage and north array, which is the newest addition, both the north side and the south side of the garage did pretty well. You'd be surprised actually just how close the north side came, which was due to the shallow angle of the roof. So some pretty strong results there, 561.2 in total. So looking at our generation proportion for this month, it's very, very close between the garage and the north side, along with the east and west, both of them just around about 30%, and the south side creating about 40% of our total generation. Let's take a look at how the highest generation day compares to last month then. So June the 10th was actually our highest day, but if you look at the graph there, it's certainly not a perfect day in any stretch. We did have a higher peak at 4.93, which is pretty strong considering it's only a 5 kilowatt inverter, so pretty close to maxing it out. But the morning was decidedly average and the afternoon was really quite fantastic. Compare this, of course, to May the 16th, which was the best from the previous month. That gave us just over 3 kilowatt hours greater generation. But it was a slightly different day. We didn't have any of those perfect days in June. Looking at the east and west array, we had a day, 19th of June was actually the best across these ones. That produced 23.7 kilowatt hours, which was decent, but again not quite as strong as our highest from the last month, which is interesting. The garage and the north side, there's not really much data to compare this to, but again, June the 19th was the best, 23.81, so very, very close to what the east and west side are doing. So looking at the worst day, the lowest generation, it was on June the 5th. But I wouldn't say it's a terrible day. We did have a little bit of sun kind of mid-afternoon there. As you can see on the south side, it did jump up to 3.57 kilowatts at one particular point, and the south side overall gave us 13.6 kilowatts. The east and west gave us 9.45, and the garage and north side gave us 10.33, which gave us an overall of 33.38, so not bad at all. That was the lowest generation day in its entirety, but perfectly acceptable output, as you would expect. In June, these lowest generation days are really not that low at all, which is good news. Let's compare this to some targets then, and our actual results were significantly up on the south side compared to our PV watts generation targets. We were expected to create 610 or 687 if you're going off the installer targets. We beat that quite convincingly once again by getting 756. That was 146 up from those PV watts targets. Here's the graph. It's been a very straight line since April. It's been really consistent from April, May through to June, so it'll be interesting to see if that trend keeps up through July and going forward. But it has been pretty strong, beating those targets by a decent amount once again. Looking at the east and west generation targets and what we've achieved, it's a very similar result. We have managed to exceed our targets by just over 100 kilowatt hours, so that's really good. Looking at the graph once again, we've reached new heights. We continue to do so, so it'll be interesting to see if we can beat that once again in July. June and July you would expect to be very strong for a east and west array, because the daylight hours are the strongest in those particular months. Moving forward to the garage and the north side generation targets, don't have much data here because this is very new. Finished around about in time for the May generation, but on our second month we have exceeded the targets by over 100 kilowatt hours, so another really strong result there at 561.2 in total. And here's the graph, once again just a long way above those targets, so it's shaping up to be a pretty good 2025. So looking at the combined generation, we managed in the month of June to produce 1,870 versus May's 1,814, so very close, but we did slightly better. It's worth noting that anything prior to May didn't have phase 3 in place, which is the garage and north side of the house. Those extra 10 panels really making quite a difference, despite the fact that April and March were very strong months for solar. So looking at import and export, and we've only imported 238.7 kilowatt hours. That's due to slightly lower mileage this month, and also the hot weather, because it has been very warm in June. That's really helped the heat pump achieve maximum efficiency on the hot water. So very low on the import there. The export is a whopping 1,505, which gives us a net grid usage of 1,266.3 exported. And according to the Powerwall's savings calculation, that gives us a saving of £306, with the highest achieved in a single day being £15. So let's look at the financial breakdown for the month then. Off-peak import was relatively low at around about £20. Peak import just over £1 there. Our export, we really did well this month with the exports at just over £225, and the standing charge, with it being a 30-day month rather than a 31-day month, means it's slightly cheaper, £15.50. So overall our total bill credit would be a credit of just under £190 there, so a very good result as we enter the summer months. I hope you've enjoyed this update. Share any results or thoughts in the comment section. Consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Coming soon, I've got my big net zero update where I look at the midpoint in the year and see, am I on track for net zero, and am I going to have positive credit in 2025? I've also got some referral codes, and so if you're interested in £100 off a heat pump, either a Cozy or a Dakin from Octopus Energy, or perhaps maybe some solar from Heatable or a battery from Heatable. I've got links in the description, so be sure to check them out. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.